Okay, it's me again. Here's something I really want to talk about with all of you. Every single one of you. I don't care who you are. This goes towards everyone. It's about Justin Bieber. I get a lot of comments in person, MySpace, Facebook, everywhere, about him being a faggot and gay and sounding like a girl. I'm going to clear a couple things up. I have a lot of respect for Justin, and I love his music, and I think he's an all-around amazing person. No, I do not think he sounds like a girl, because he doesn't. They do a lot of editing on his album, and there are people singing in the background. He doesn't have a girly voice. If you actually hear him sing live or talking, his voice is really deep. Not extremely deep, like, but like, it's not all high-pitched and girly, like a little 9-year-old boy. Second, he's not a faggot. A faggot is a cigarette. And Justin is not gay. Obviously, I'm pretty sure a gay guy wouldn't write love songs about a girl. And if he did, then he's obviously not gay. When I first heard of Justin, it was before he had become famous, when he just sang songs and put them on YouTube. I watched those videos, and I'm like, oh, this kid's really cool, you know? Of course, he's like a year and 2 months older than me, and I had watched his videos ever since. One day on the radio, I had heard, what song was it? One Less Lonely Girl, I think it was. And as soon as I heard his voice, my heart was like, doo-doosh, doo-doosh, doo-doosh. And I'm like, this voice sounds really familiar. And then finally at the end of the song, they were like, yeah, that was One Less Lonely Girl by Justin Bieber. I'm like, Justin Bieber, that name sounds really familiar. So I went home and I looked it up on YouTube, and turns out it was that guy who I had watched on YouTube. I'm like, oh wow, he actually made it. He made his dream come true. That's really awesome. How many people can really do that over YouTube at that age? And then there was that video of that little girl, Cody. The girl who made the video of herself crying over him because she loved him so much. How many big famous pop stars really get someone famous on a TV show to fly her and her family there, have them sit backstage, and then have them themselves go and meet them and talk with them and all that, and then pay for them to go to Disney World? Not many people actually do that, so I have a lot of respect for him, and I wish he'd do that for me, but I'd have to do something really ridiculous, like that Chris Crocker video, Leave Justin Alone. Of course, I did think about doing that because that's how pissed off I get when people talk about him like that. But I'm not going to steal someone else's idea. And if I did, I'd put the copyright over in the side. You know, the copyright is owned to Chris Crocker for his idea with the Leave Britney Alone video. You know. So instead, I decided to talk to you guys about it. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Justin. I love him, and I really want to meet him. And I'm going to his concert here on July 25th with my friend. And I planned on finding some way to meet him, whether I have to wait outside the stadium before the show, after the show, climb on stage while he's singing, and risk being tackled by a bunch of big, buff bodyguards. I don't care. I will do it. Just leave him alone, really. If you honestly don't like him, I don't care if you don't like him, just don't talk about him like that, because honestly, you have to be very disrespectful to do that. And honestly, I think it's really immature how you do that. It's immature, it's stupid, it's childish, you know. He's like the new Aaron Carter. Yes, when I was my sister's age, because she's like 9, I was in love with Aaron Carter because, I don't know, I just thought he was amazing. I also like the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and Jesse McCartney. You know, Justin Bieber is like the new them, and he's amazing. And yeah, a lot of girls like him. So what? It's really immature for you to go and talk shit about him just because you can't do stuff like he can. You can't sing. You can't post videos on YouTube and then be discovered by Usher. You can't say that he sucks because Usher, Ludacris, Sean Kingston, they all like him. Obviously, he doesn't suck. If he sucked, then he wouldn't be famous right now, and he wouldn't have 2 albums out, a whole bunch of #1 songs like Baby, One Time, One Less Lonely Girl. I don't know. First Dance. Also, a lot of the girls I know right now who like him didn't actually start liking him until his song Baby came out, which is really stupid. Because the other day, yesterday, April 1st, we had an American Idol competition in an assembly at my school. Me and my friends sang Eenie Meenie by him and Sean Kingston. I sang Justin's part. When I told people that I was singing a Justin Bieber song, they're like, "Oh, you're singing Baby?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Oh, then you're singing One Time." I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Oh, you're singing One Less Lonely Girl?" I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Well, what song are you singing?" I'm like, "Eenie Meenie." And they're like, "I've never heard of that song." I'm like, "Of course you wouldn't. You only know his top hits, his singles, his most famous songs, you know? There are more songs than just those 3. Like the song Where Are You Now? That's not on either of his albums, but it's on YouTube, and you know, there are a lot of his songs by him that a lot of people don't know because they only take the time to listen to the ones that are on radio. Like, I'll bet very few of you know the song Runaway Love, Overboard, Stuck in the Moment, Somebody to Love, Up. I don't know. Because none of those I've heard none of those songs on the radio yet. I've only heard Baby and Smile and That Should Be Me and One Time, One Less Lonely Girl, My Favorite Girl, First Dance, you know. So, just leave Justin alone and stop talking shit about him, really. It's really immature and it's stupid and I'm tired of it. I don't care if you hate him. You can go ahead. You can hate him. I don't care. Just don't talk shit about him. And because it's really stupid, because he's not gay, he's not faggot, and his voice is pretty deep. I find it really funny because a lot of the guys that say this to me are younger than him, and they haven't even gone through puberty yet, and their voices are pretty high-pitched and girly as well, so they have no right to talk like that, and I don't know, I'm just sick of it, and just stop. It's really stupid, and Justin, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, don't let them get to you. It's really stupid, and all of you haters can go die for all I care. All you're doing is making him more famous, so I guess he should like you guys for that. But it's really stupid, you know, it's just stop, yeah.